While serving as an ROTC instructor, I had a young man. He walked into my office, Eagle Scout, straight A's in high school. He wanted to serve for the military since the time he was 6 years old. 45 minutes later, his dream was over because of something he didn't even know was disqualifying. You could be in the greatest shape of your life, have a clean criminal record, really desire to serve your country, and still get told that you're disqualified. In fact, 77% of Americans between the ages of 17 and 24 can't join the military without a waiver. Now today, I'm going to show you exactly why. Welcome. I'm Will. I'm an active duty Air Force major, prior enlisted, and I've spent the last 16 years helping people navigate the military. From recruiting and officer sessions to teaching future officers at a major universities through ROTC. I've seen applicants walk into MEPS convinced they're about to sign a contract, only to come out completely blindsided. And some of those disqualifications were avoidable, some weren't. The goal of this video isn't to scare you away from serving. It's to help you avoid the mistakes that could delay or even end your military career before it even starts. And I hear people say this all the time. The military, it's hurting for people. They'll take anyone. No, that has changed in the last year and a half. Recruiting numbers and qualifications, recruiting standards, and recruiting has skyrocketed in the last year and a half, which I discuss in another video. Qualification standards, completely different. The military, you might think it's needing, but it needs people who are medically, mentally, and physically ready to deploy anywhere in the world. And this is why right now only 23% of young Americans currently meet all the basic qualifications without needing a waiver. So if your uncle keeps saying, well, back in my day, they'd take anybody, he probably forgot they almost didn't take him either. All right, let's talk about the big one that is the biggest disqualifier, weight. The number one reason that applicants are disqualified, it's weight. Not because the military wants everyone to look like a fitness influencer. It's because excess body fat dramatically increases injuries during training and affects long-term readiness. If your recruiter starts reaching for the body tape, it's usually not the moment you want to ask if you've grown an inch since high school. All right, let's get into some medical history. Here's something that many applicants don't realize. MEPS doesn't just evaluate how you feel today. They're evaluating your full medical history. Things like asthma, eye conditions, back history, knee surgeries, heart conditions. Even certain childhood diagnoses can trigger additional reviews. I can't honestly tell you how many times someone confidently told me I had asthma when I was a kid, but nobody will ever know. And then MEPS pulls the records, and suddenly we're having a very different conversation. Or I had an individual that was with me in basic training. He went and got an x-ray when he rolled his ankle. Big surprise. They found screws in there, and he had lied. Not only was he kicked out, but then he could have been held liable for lying in a false enlistment. He claimed he had forgotten that he had surgery to fix a break in his ankle the year prior. Please don't lie about that. And then you're having a different conversation. The government will somehow remember surgeries or prescriptions you forgot existed. All right, next, mental health. I want to be careful here because there's a lot of misinformation online. Having a history of anxiety, depression, ADHD, it does not mean you automatically cannot serve. The military will look at severity, treatment, medication history, stability, how long you've been symptom-free. Many applicants have received waivers. Others just need additional documentation. The key again, honesty and preparation. Don't try to hide stuff there. Next up, we got to talk about drugs. Policies continue to evolve, especially regarding marijuana. Don't assume that means that anything goes. Illegal drug use, prescription drug use, alcohol-related incidents can still affect your eligibility. Every case is different, and some situations may require waivers. It was only one time is not a medical category. I'm looking at you all, remember that. All right, next up, here's the good news. I know this video might sound like a long list of problems, so let me provide you with some good news. Some of these things are completely outside of your control, but several of the biggest factors are completely something you can control. Number one, your fitness. Take care of your fitness. I know I've discussed this in other videos. You should be aiming, whatever the standard for your branch that you want to join, aim to be getting above 100%. Paperwork. Bring it all in there and be upfront, and if your recruiter asks for something, have it. Your ASVAB score, I have a video with that. How to score above an 80. I aimed for an 80 and scored in the 90s. All right. If the ASVAB is something you're worried about, check that video out. I will have it linked here below in the discussion. And again, I was only aiming for the 80s. I will not tell you that I'm a math genius. And no, it's not an IQ test. Anyone can do well on the ASVAB. I also include that free downloadable study checklist. It's helped a lot of viewers already organize their preparation. If that's something you need help with, check it out. I'm always here to help. Next up, legal history. This is another category that surprises a lot of people. And it really shouldn't. Not every ticket or mistake will end your chances of serving. However, if you're trying to hide something, certain criminal offenses can require waivers or making joining extremely difficult. The best advice, tell your recruiter everything up front. Surprises at MEPS, they almost never work in your favor. All right, what recruiters wish everyone knew? Don't lie. Huge no-no. Just don't do it. Next, don't hide your medical history. Kind of goes along with lying. Next, start gathering your documents early. It'll help your process go along smoother. Number 4, get in shape before you contact a recruiter. 5, study before taking the ASVAB. 6, ask questions, not just from one service, ask from every service. Even though you're convinced you only want to join the Marines, ask about other services. Moving on, be patient with the waiver process. Some waivers will take longer than others. And next, remember your recruiter wants to help, but they can't change the regulations. So, if you take one thing away from this video, let it be this. Being disqualified doesn't mean that you're not capable. It doesn't mean you're not patriotic. And it doesn't mean that your military dream is over. Sometimes it means you just need more documentation. Sometimes it means you do need a waiver. Sometimes it means you just need more preparation. The people who succeed are usually the ones who understand the process before they ever walk into the recruiting office. If this video saved you any time or maybe even saved your military career, I appreciate you if you'd subscribe. Every week I will break down military recruiting, MEPS, officer programs, enlisted, the ASVAB, AFOQT, military policy, and the lessons I've learned over 16 years in uniform. And I'd love to hear from you in the comments. I'll respond to all of them. If you don't feel comfortable doing it publicly, you can send me a message. I will respond back to you as soon as I get them. What's the biggest question you've got about joining the military? Or what's something that you wish you'd known before you ever talked to a recruiter?